Hello everybody, I'm Poirier, coming at you with the latest edition of the What I Learned From blog series. This time around, I wanted to talk about an interview I did in 2010 with someone you might know. Her name is Trish Stratus, and she's a former women's champion in the wrestling world. There's another picture of Trish, and what sets Trish apart is she's the most winningest female champion in modern day wrestling history. So she knows what it's like to be at that elite level of the industry that she chose and the career that she followed. And she's retired now, or semi-retired. But when we interviewed Trish, I wanted to know, here's somebody who shared the bill with the likes of The Rock and the Stone Cold Steve Austins. So I wanted to find out from her what are the things that the Rocks, the Hulk Hogans, the Stone Cold Steve Austins, and even the Trish Stratuses, what do they share in the way of common traits that allows them to reach that 1 to 5% of the field? Because let's face it, not many people ever make it to the big game in that world anyway, and obviously even a lot less ever make it to that high level that we're talking about, that 1 to 5% of the field. So, whether you're a fan of wrestling or not, I believe firmly that no matter what industry you're talking about, the elite 1 to 5% can teach us a lot about what it takes to reach that top level in any industry, any field, within any career, any business, any organization, etc., etc. So I really wanted to get inside the mind of somebody who reached the top field in such a unique industry and say, Trish, what is the common trait? And so her answer to me, which didn't, at the time I wouldn't have guessed it, but now looking back, I found out that Trish and I have both discovered the same thing. But what she says, without a doubt and without hesitation, the things that the thing that the Rocks, the Stone Colds, the Hulk Hogans, and the Trishas have in common is their level of passion for the field that they chose. I mean, you got to have a high level of passion to in the early days, to sleep on a hotel floor, to be on the road 300 and some days and away from your family. So she said, without a doubt, what she noticed is these top elite people in that field and the elite high achievers, they have the biggest passion, and they found their purpose and their calling in life. Obviously, there's some other variables, because almost anybody who jumps into that industry and continues at that level has to have some degree of passion. And of course, there's other things that factor in. But she noticed that one thing they all have in common is passion. Not surprisingly, after doing interviews with over 2,200 achievers from all walks of life, from across all fields, what we discovered is the most common trait they all shared, not surprisingly, and probably not coincidentally, is passion, and they found their purpose. So now, knowing that the high achievers from all walks of life share that common trait of passion and purpose, hopefully that makes you want to make sure that you're on track, that you know your passion, that you found your passion, you're living it, and that you're also on track with your purpose. So how do we apply this? Because I've often said that, like the old G.I. Joe cartoon used to say, knowing is only half the battle. So how do we actually apply this? Well, it could mean thinking back to when you were a kid. What is it that you were truly passionate about? What is the things that you were doing when money wasn't an issue? It could be making a list of those things. It could be sitting down and saying, whenever I was just about to follow a certain path in my life and somebody pushed me off track by saying you should go to this university instead, or you should take this job instead, maybe you were just about to discover your passion. It could mean going back to that pivotal point and figuring out what you were about to do. It could mean figuring out where your comfort zone is and then taking a few steps just outside your comfort zone. Because some people go their whole life without discovering their passion because it's just outside of their own natural comfort zone. So be willing to take out steps outside your comfort zone. And if you're going back to when you were a kid, I said make sure money wasn't an issue. You could have another tip or hint there, is if it was selling lemonade for 10 cents at a lemonade stand, maybe you're meant to be an entrepreneur. Maybe that's your passion, but I'll leave that up to you. Until next time, I'm Corey Poirier. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to learn more about us, our videos, or our radio show, feel free to go visit conversationswithpassion.com. Enter your email address on the main page, and we'll keep you in the loop going forward. Thank you again.